Welcome to the 8th grade Math Homework Helper Series. Tonight's homework is SE6, Solving Systems of Equations by Combining, using Elimination and Addition, Day 2. We'll start by taking a look at problem number 4. Solve each system of equations algebraically, check, and then name the type of system. So as I look at these two equations, I notice that the variables are all on the left side of the equal sign, so that looks pretty good. I don't have to move anything there. I do notice I'm looking at the W's, and the W's are different signs. That works out nicely for me, but I need them both to have 3. So that's where I'm going to start. I'm going to start by transforming that 3z plus w equals 17 to get a 3 right here. So I'm going to take that equation and I'm going to multiply it by 3. And if I do that, I'm going to get 9z plus 3w equals 51. And once I have that, I can then add to it the other equation, the z minus 3w equals negative 11. And what's going to happen is I'm going to get 9 plus 1 is 10z. The 3w's are going to cancel out. And I'm going to get 40 if I subtract negative 11 from 51. So with 10z equals 40, I'm going to divide by 10, which is going to eliminate any number by the z, isolate the z. And 40 divided by 10 gives me 4. So now I know the value of z. And with that, I can proceed to try and find the value of w. Which brings me to step 2. Knowing that z equals 4, I can substitute 4 for the z in the equation. And 3 times 4 plus w equals 17. Well, 3 times 4 is 12, plus w equals 17. If I subtract 12 from this side and from this side, I'm left with w equaling 5. So now I know that z is 4, w is 5. I can come up with a solution, which I will be doing in step 3. So, keeping in mind that the coordinates are placed in alphabetical order, so even though I found z first, it doesn't matter. Z is still the second number alphabetically. It comes behind w. So my solution is 5, 4. And now to check that, I'm going to plug 5 and 4 into each of the equations for w and for z. So I have 3z plus w equals 14, which gives me 3 times 4 plus 5 equals 17. 17. So 3 times 4 is 12, plus 5 equals 17, and 17 equals 17. So my check works. For the next equation, I have z minus 3w equals negative 11. The z gets replaced with 4. The w gets replaced with 5. So I have 4 minus 3 times 5 equals negative 11. So solving down, I have 4 minus 15 equals negative 11, and negative 11 equals negative 11. So my check has worked, which means I can now offer up a system type. Based on the fact that both checks worked, and I had one solution, I can say that my system is a consistent system. Alright, let's take a look at another problem. Problem number 8. And as I look at these two equations, I see several things that jump out at me before I can really get started. Here I have to distribute the 2 among everything inside the parentheses. That's step number 1 for this equation. For this equation, I notice I have my x on one side, my y on the other. Over here, I have my y on the wrong side and my x on the wrong side. So this one's going to need to be worked around before I can even attempt to compare it to the upper one. So those are going to be my steps for step number 1. So to distribute the 2, I get 2x plus 6 equals y. That was easy enough. The next problem, to get it into the right format, is going to be a little bit more difficult. I have negative y minus 12 equals negative 2x. Well, if I add 2x to both sides and add y to both sides, that gets me 2x minus 12 equals y. And that is in the same format as this one up here, which means these two I can work with. Now the only problem I have at the moment is my 2x. They're both positive. So I need to take one of them and turn it negative. So I'm going to take this one. And so I've got 2x minus 12 equals y. I'm going to multiply that by negative 1. And all that's going to do is that's going to change the signs on everything in this equation. So that gives me negative 2x plus 12 equals negative y. I can take that now and add it to the original equation up here. So I have 2x plus 6 equals y, and I have negative 2x plus 12 equals negative y. Well, immediately several things start to jump out at me. As I subtract I notice my negative plus my positive y's cancel out, so my y's are gone. I have 0 left in place of it. My x's cancel out, so my x's are gone. I have nothing left. The only thing I have is an 18, and 18 does not equal 0, so that I have to put the slash through the equal sign. And what this basically means is I don't have a solution. Now, knowing that, I can come to a conclusion as to what kind of system I have. Inconsistent systems are systems that have no solution. So, I feel pretty confident in labeling it as that. Please use the work that was done for you tonight to help you solve the additional problems that are on your homework. And remember, the key to success in math is not only working hard, but working smart.